Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Brian Clark State Farm offers a range of insurance products to fit your unique needs and give you a peace of mind. Our dedicated team helps you find the perfect policy to safeguard your biggest investments. Brian Clark State Farm can steer you in the right direction on auto insurance, and we've got your home covered from natural disasters to unexpected accidents. Contact me, State Farm Agent Brian Clark, at 217-732-6211 or visit sfinsurelincoln.com. Go Railers!
Through it without nobody noticing, but
I think they know now. Hey everyone, it's Scotty's birthday.
Yeah, it is.
Send your cards and gifts.
35 years old today.
35.
Yeah.
Wow, you're getting old.
Yeah, well, welcome to the Cheap Seats, WLC at 96.3 FM. We are at Joe Ryan Country Financial, and thanks for turning on the heat for us.
Is it just me or does the place get small?
We might as
You know,
well.
that was a small birthday gift to you.
Yeah, well, we might
Is
as
it
well
cold
just,
in here?
Yeah, it's cold. Should just have it outside. Warmer out there.
Boy, you should do Palm Olive
Speaking
commercials.
of, the gym was a little cold last night at Normal U High as well. And joining us now is Coach Neil Alexander. Coach, big win last night as the Railers traveled up north to Normal U High against the Pioneers. It's one of those games where, you know, they're 4-1 in the, or were 4-1 in the Central State 8, and the Railers, you know, fighting for that top position. And you go into that game thinking it's gonna be tough, and it was tough for the first three quarters. We just couldn't get anything going offensively. Luckily, our defense was pretty solid last night, and you know, getting through that game and, you know, getting to the fourth quarter, it was a much closer game than the ending score showed. But the Railers able to pull away there at the end with, you know, some good shooting from the outside by Gowan. Frank Sanders had a huge game last night. He had a double-double. And, you know, we talked about it after the game last night. The game plan going in was to stop their big guy underneath, and, you know, that's why you put Frank in the starting position. And Smith being sick had a lot to do with that too. But Frank took the opportunity, and, boy, he had a hell of a game.
He did. He played very well. He rebounded, got some second or some put-back baskets for us, and he's getting over his football soreness now, and he's really really getting to be a little bit more up and down the floor. He's getting his legs back underneath him, and he just got beat up there towards the end of the football season. Yeah. And it takes a while for the body to heal, and when you get older like you, it takes forever for it to heal.
Never heals. Just get another ailment, you know. You would get out of bed in the morning like, how did that happen? I was just sleeping.
Well, you're 35. You look good.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. But, you know, U-High, they're still up top of the conference, and a big win last night, like I said, and, you know, just overall a good team effort.
It was, and that's a hard place to win. And, you know, we went in there, and it was a close game for 3 quarters. And, you know, we finally, you know, we wanted to get it to the point to where we could try to get Keon, spread the floor, just make them come out, because they were playing that tight pack line defense,
yeah.
which gave us trouble. We had a hard time finding good shots. We had a hard time getting to the basket, but we had a couple, you know, big plays by Frank that, you know, got us a little bit of a lead, and we were able to open it up. And there's very few people that can guard Keon when he gets the ball and loose, and he done exactly what he needed to do last night. He got the ball to the shooters where they were stepping in, and in the fourth quarter we hit 3 or 4 threes, and it opened up the gate. And then once they had to start, these are the type of games that you want the shot clock.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there was a couple possessions I think they played a minute and a half, 2 minutes where they wouldn't shoot the ball. So you know, people think I'm against the shot clock. I'm all for it for our defense.
I'm with you.
It keeps the game moving, and you know, we held the ball for over a minute there at the end of what first or second quarter.
Second quarter, yeah.
Just to get the last shot, and that doesn't happen if you have a shot clock. Keeps the game moving.
Yeah, you talk about Keon. You know, the penetration there in the fourth quarter, him getting to the basket and then kicking it out, which, you know, sucks your defense in, and wide open shooter to hit a 3, but also, you know, getting to the basket and then feeding it to, you know, a Sanders that's cutting.
Yeah,
because they're collapsing on Keon.
And then you get it open, and then, you know, Drew can do what he did. Drew you know, had some driving and dropped off to Frank, and we tried to open the court up. We usually run 5-out motion, and we ended up going to a 4-out and putting Frank down on the block to try to open up driving lanes, and it seemed to help the second half.
Joe, would you like to explain the 5-out motion?
Well, I'd say you're going to have 5-out motion. If you go to 4, you have one less.
He's got it. I don't want to play against him.
And Coach, we talked the post game that you kind of threw a wrinkle in a little bit last night, called a play, and the kids, it's not something that you typically run, but the kids able to execute it. And
well, it was more on the offensive side where we just spread the floor, and we used to run that a lot, and you know, we haven't felt we've had, because you need really 3 solid, really quick ball handlers, and we've got one for sure, and we're going to figure out a way to be able to use that. Just have to get him the ball more to where he can dribble drive, because there's not many people can stay in front of him, and once, and it does it to our defense. When you get dribble penetration, it destroys your rebounding angles, your blocking out assignments, and you know, that's one of the first things we write on the chalkboard is stop dribble drive, and you know, you have to keep people out of the paint, and we've got to get him in the paint a little bit more to hopefully free up our shooters.
Well, like I said, a big win last night, a big Central State 8 win. I think that's the first time I've ever been in that gym.
Well, you know, I've coached a lot of places, and that's the first time I've coached in that gym. I've been in it several times, but that's the first time that I've coached in it. And, you know, we're glad to be back in the Central State 8 and normal U-High being a part of it. And, you know, it's just a great experience, because you have those small gyms. I've always liked small gyms because it makes the court look smaller. It makes your defense look bigger, and it just, to me, it's a better shooting situation. And you know, we finally found that out in the fourth quarter.
Comparable Lincoln College gym? You guys were talking earlier.
I never played there.
You never
The
played?
old Lincoln College gym?
Yeah.
No.
You never
I-
played there?
I never played there.
Well, I did. An intramural team.
I would say
I mean,
it had to be like
I was MVP, averaging, I don't know, I think 20, 25 points a game, something like
And
that.
like 20, 25 points a game, he means 2.
Let's see. That's probably 25 years ago, so it's point a year.
It keeps growing.
He's going.
And he
Here
just-
a couple more, be 27.
he
then
just
30.
stood on the offensive side. He didn't play defense.
Well, I wasn't running full court.
He actually didn't play. He was on the sidelines.
He was the
He
Listen.
watched people score.
He was the
Man teams, I was flowing in and out.
he was keeping the book and just wrote a 2 by his name.
By flowing in and out, he means sitting on the sidelines.
6 man. But it's a smaller gym, right?
Yes. Well, the floor is the same size, but it's the surroundings that make sure, you take a high school court and you put it in the convention center in Springfield, and that court just looks so big, but you put people on top of it. We were sitting on the bleachers as coaches in the team, and there's not many places anymore that you do that. You usually have chairs along the sideline.
Yeah.
They don't even have enough room to put chairs there. So
That's fun.
it's a fun environment.
Yeah, so you're in the game when you're coaching it.
You're right on the court.
I like
on the
that.
court. The refs love it too.
Guaranteed.
Well, they love me anyway.
Well, you're always so kind to them.
I'm kind.
Now, do you, speaking of refs, I mean, up in Bloomington, there's different refs. I don't know how they schedule them, but I don't remember seeing that crew before. Does that kind of affect the way that you coach? Because, you're used to certain officials, how they're going to call a game, where you go over there last night and you get 3 refs that you're not necessarily familiar with, and they were calling some ticky-tack stuff there for a while.
One we knew, 2 of them I didn't know, but anymore you take what you get, and you try to leave them alone and let them do the best they can, and
It's hard.
because we are, people don't understand. They're yelling at these officials. Officials aren't coming back, and I don't know how you have a game without officials.
I don't.
So, I just ask people, let the coaches take care of it, and you cheer and support them and tell them thank you.
Yeah.
Because these people are coming out, they don't make a lot of money, and, the officials, Frank Martin, the coach at UMass, if you ever want to listen to somebody, YouTube Frank Martin, and he's got a great concept or feeling about the officials that are working in the mornings and not making any money, and you think they really get up saying, I'm going to get this kid on this team or whatever. But Frank Martin's got a lot of pieces out there, excellent information for parents and any fans to listen to about information about how you should treat people and where we're at. We're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
People don't understand that.
A lot of those old timers are just getting out.
They're getting out, and there's no young ones getting in. And life moves on, and these kids are not going to have officials. And then what are we going to do? So,
it's a tough gig. It's something I don't want any part of.
It's a different look when you're on the court. It's so much easier setting up in the stands where you have absolutely no pressure on you.
Oh, yeah.
And what's hilarious to me is when you go to a gym and you got people yelling and screaming at the officials, and they don't even know the rules.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best
They don't
fan.
even know the rules.
Yeah.
And,
This guy.
and
What do you mean traveling?
There's a lot of them, and it's driving them out. And please be kind to officials.
Yeah, and the rules change year to
They do.
year. It's,
Usually you get anywhere from 4 or 6 changes throughout the year, and we have to go through a video every year on the rule changes and what they are, and you have to listen to that, and the IHSA puts out a rule for us to go through to listen to the changes. So
You think many fans go to any of those meetings and know the rules?
well, it's online, so
maybe we need to.
it used to be you had to go to a meeting.
Interps or whatever.
You had to go to a rules interpretation meeting, and they would have a presentation, and it took about 2 hours. that you were qualified or you were required to attend to get your credits. So it's out there, and it's not an easy gig, and they sure don't make a lot of money. So again, please be kind to them.
Might have to make
Thank
it like
'em.
tennis, where you go out and each in, and coaches call the game.
That's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Oh, that's not one-sided.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So any of you young listeners out there, you want to become an official, just go to the ihsa.org website, and you can find all the information there. And it's just a matter of taking a test and getting certified, and
It's amazing all along how many need softball, baseball, all of them.
And you start at the younger levels, and those are the worst parents.
Oh, absolutely.
Those are the worst parents on officials that are just trying to get started to learn.
Yeah.
And it's driving them out. They look and say, $20, why am I here? Why am I doing this?
Right.
If you want to complain, try it. Try it sometime.
It's tough.
It's not easy.
Joe, try it.
I'm not going to try it.
I did football for years, and it's the same thing. You get parents yelling, and they have no clue what the rules are, and it's just laughable.
No, there's some that do.
There's some that do,
still,
and then you're like, yeah, I messed that one up, but
and that the officials, I scream at them. Most of those officials are my friends,
right?
And they'll walk by and say, "Coach, I missed it." What do you say? They're human beings. Yeah, they missed it. And,
With some of your facial expressions, though, the ordinary fan, they may look at you and think you're upset.
I'm never upset.
Do you ever say you owe me one?
I say it.
Do we need to mic him up? Can we mic him up? Coach Al on the go. We'll
That's
put a
the
little
next step.
Put a little mic on him.
That's how we go next
That's
level.
a great idea.
We're micing you up at games.
Great idea.
Coach for life.
And remember, it's a secret to the other coaches that you're mic'd up.
And that includes halftime, too.
I'm telling you, it'll be hilarious because we get chuckles back and forth, the officials, and it's.
Do you ever use the Mickey Mouse voice?
Oh, that's good stuff. Well, Coach, on the road tonight up in Rock Island, a nice little road trip for us. We talked a little bit about it last night, what to expect. Rock Island, they're going to be big, physical, athletic. They're a 4A school, so, there is a difference in size and speed between 3 and 4A, and those are the type of games that you want.
Yeah.
It's going to prepare you for the postseason, and tonight will be a good
But you talk about, U-High's gym being compact and short. U-High's gym would fit in to Rock Island Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
It would fit inside of it. So we go from playing on a really tight floor to a lot of space. So, but it's a great venue, and we've had great experiences playing Rock Island, and we want to continue to play them. And I don't want our kids to ever be afraid to play anybody. And I think that's a key to athletics. Is you got guys there's a big school. There's 5 guys on the court. They're just a little bit bigger than we are. Learn how to play.
Right.
So it's a great challenge for us. We got nothing to lose. They're really good, and and then we're pretty good too. Hopefully, the issue is we've got to play back to back, and we haven't been very good at that. And we talked about that last night, that we need to be able to play back-to-back games. And we got some guys that logged a lot of minutes last night that don't normally because of having to rotate and things like that. So we were shorthanded last night, and we come out of it okay.
Speaking of shorthanded, have you talked to Gabe? Is he feeling better? Is he going to be available today, or is he still under the weather?
So. No, I don't know. We've got to shoot around 11, and we'll just see. So
well, you don't want him if he is still sick. You don't want him around around the other kids, but but you do want him because he's a very vital part of that team. And a game like last night, he could have flourished because he's really good getting to the basket. He can shoot, and that just gives you another weapon.
Yeah, it would have been a different outlook because he does get to the paint, and when he gets in there, that's his game, and that's the part that we missed last night.
He's not detrimental.
And the other thing that he does is he's a lockdown wing defender too.
Yeah.
He gets out and he makes life miserable for them guys. They're looking for him. Where's that guy at? Where's he at? Because usually when they catch the ball, he's in their lap.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's feeling better and getting back on the court. Well, Coach, let you get going. I know you probably get things packed up and ready to go. Early bus time, and the game is at 6:30. JV starts at 5. Is that correct?
Correct. 5 and 6:30.
5 and 6:30.
And then we're talking about the basketball. The girls are playing at the Renaissance Center tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Their games is at 5 and 7.
5 and 7.
So hopefully everybody's listening that the JV is at 5, and then the girls will play at 7. The varsity girls.
And that's kind of a makeup game for the Peoria cancellation.
It's just one that we've picked up, and they're really good.
Yeah.
It'll be a good basketball game.
All right. So
girls got a couple games coming up here that'll hopefully they need challenged.
Yeah, they do. And hasn't been the case lately.
Was there a big game last night, Metamora or something?
Metamora and Mount Zion.
Yeah, Mount Zion.
And Metamora beat Mount Zion by 3 at Metamora.
Really?
So,
that's tight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are they 3A or 4A?
Both of them are 3.
Both of them are 3. Yeah, Metamora is really good, and so we know what Mount Zion has, so they could meet up later down the road. So we'll see. Well, Coach, thanks for taking some time, and we'll see you in Rock Island.
Okay.
All right, let's take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have more here on the Cheap Seats on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Brian Clark State Farm offers a range of insurance products to fit your unique needs and give you a peace of mind. Our dedicated team helps you find the perfect policy to safeguard your biggest investments. Brian Clark State Farm can steer you in the right direction on auto insurance, and we've got your home covered from natural disasters to unexpected accidents. Contact me, State Farm agent Brian Clark, at 217-732-6211 or visit sfinsurelincoln.com. Go Railers!
Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Kirkchin from ESPN, and you're listening to Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM WLCN with Joe, Jake, and Shabadoo.
Ratchet Man.
Yeah. If he'll
got his
call.
whole mechanical set.
Yeah. You know, he's probably, I don't know. We'll have to see what he's up to. I know he was hosting
Be lucky if he's
a
up.
show from like midnight to 5.
We'll be lucky if he's up.
Midnight to 5?
Yeah. In
I
fact,
didn't know anybody besides you worked those hours.
and, you know, is anybody listening at midnight to 5?
Oh, yes.
Say they are.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, Jim's
you got all
scrambling
those
over
third
there.
shifters that are working all the time.
Jim's going through headphones, cell phones, computer phones,
And
working a mouse pad.
Wait for it.
is he there?
Hello, Jim Ash. Happy birthday, you old. This is Mark Grody from The Score in Chicago, your old radio partner from WVAX in Lincoln, Illinois. We used to call the VAX, which I think is apropos now because, you know, you got to get the VAX. And we literally ran that radio station out of business. I'll never forget those turds in suits coming to tell us that they were putting us out of business. We're like, who the are you guys? Well, anyway, I don't want to get all sentimental here because I know this is light and lively. So I'll just say happy birthday. And how about I wrap your head in with a ratchet? Face, can, sandalwood, whatever the you guys call it. Open your ears. But for real, happy birthday. 65? Man, I will leave you with this. Anybody who says you can have a good time without drinking is crazy. Actor Villanueva spelled backwards is Joaquin Andujar. Jim, you're the best. I love you. Happy birthday.
Is it your birthday, Jim? Oh. Are you there?
I think you hung up on him.
That was a great intro, though.
I thought it was him really talking.
Oh, you didn't catch that early, huh?
That was a great intro.
Yeah, Jim cut him.
That's back when Jim was 55.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hey, there he is.
Ho.
The Ratchet Man, Mark Grody, on air with us now. Good morning.
That's a ratchet, man. I like that.
Yeah, that's what we call you around these parts. The
Yeah,
Ratchet.
well, I've tried to eliminate the F word from my radio acumen. So, the ratchet man is safe.
Well,
Yeah.
at least one of us has.
If you throw one out today, it's all right.
Yeah, they don't care here. Hey, so what's Mark Grody been up to? Are you doing the score from midnight to 5 a.m.? Did I hear that correctly?
Well, I did it one time.
Just
So,
like not too long ago.
Band
a couple days ago?
Were you fired?
Yeah. No, I did it. Yeah, it was what, Tuesday into the Wednesday. It was technically a Wednesday overnight this week. Yeah, because we were celebrating the life of our fallen colleague Les Grobson, who used to do the overnights. We lost him 2 years ago, and I've been the person chosen to keep the legacy alive. And so once a year, I do the overnight. Beyond once a year, I cannot handle doing the overnight.
Well, that's brutal. And how many people are really listening from midnight to 5 a.m.?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a strong listenership. You know, obviously there's a decent amount of third shifters and all that, but you definitely got to be prepared to talk to yourself.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Yeah, no, it is brutal. I mean, I remember when when Les died, it was the Bears off season, so I had all the time in the world, and my boss kind of said, "Hey, would you like to, do the overnights?" And I, a little extra dough and all that, and I did it for like maybe 3 months, and I was like, "That's it, I'm retiring from the overnights. It is not worth the extra hazard pay. It's just like the lifestyle is not good when you do overnights."
No, it's definitely not. Been there, done that. It's no fun. fun. It messes everything up. But you know what? We're going to dive right into it because you have knowledge, and we want that knowledge.
All right.
You know, you're around the Bears day in, day out. What are we doing with that number 1 pick, Mr. Grote? Now,
man,
don't tell me you don't know, because you know.
Yeah. I mean, my gut at this point says that they will draft a quarterback with that number 1 pick. I do think that they are going to draft Caleb Williams with the pick. You know, I did at the press conference talking to Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus, all 3 of those guys. They definitely left the door open for Justin Fields to return. Like, they said enough things within the press conference, such as, we do think he can lead this team, and they mentioned further development next year. So, I mean, all that could be stricken from the record, but I don't think it's completely. It's more in play that they keep Justin Fields than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. But I do believe they will take Caleb Williams with that first pick.
Oh, well, I'm kind of on the Justin Fields bandwagon. You know, I thought towards the end of the season, after, he's injured there for a little bit, I thought he played well. I mean, I think if you get him some help, another offensive line and another, receiver. No, not a whole line, just a couple. Get him another receiver because, Mooney was kind of, I don't want to say non-existent, but he didn't really help out much this year. And all you really had was DJ. And, I think if you can pair him up with another good wide receiver and another offensive lineman or 2, I think Justin Fields is just fine. But then you're talking about money. You can go out and get Caleb Williams on a 3 or 4 year deal and keep some of that revenue to go other ways. Is that kind of what they're thinking?
I think in part, yeah. I mean, the 4-year rookie deal is definitely tantalizing. The phraseology, resetting the clock, has been used about 1 million times around here recently. But I don't look at it that way as much as, you can't just callously be like, oh, we're going to get rid of Justin Fields because we could reset the clock. I think that if they're going to take, one of the things that Ryan Poles said ad nauseum last year, and he said it again this year, and we hit people over the head with it because it's all we have to go on. But it is true. He did say he's got to be blown away by somebody before he would move on from Justin Fields. So, if he is blown away, it's not going to be because of resetting the rookie clock. It's going to be because he's blown away by Caleb Williams. And, let's face it, if you are a follower of the Bears and the NFC North, you see what's going on in this division. And that is that it is turning into a really good division. And they're right now, the Bears are the weak spot. And to some degree, it's because they don't have the quarterback. And I agree with you that, look, Justin Fields did do some really good things this year. He did get better for sure, but I just don't want to and you mentioned like getting him another DJ Moore in there, which is definitely realistic, but at some point in time you have to look at Justin Fields and say, is he dependent on having great players around him to be good? And that's what scares me, that he did not lift the game of Darnell Mooney, that beyond DJ Moore, which was an excellent chemistry between those two. I don't want to take anything away, but at some point in time your quarterback does have to lift up the people around him. And while I like Justin Fields too, I don't think he did enough of that.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the Bears have missed on the quarterback for several years, and nothing's guaranteed. Caleb Williams, great football player in college. How's that transfer over to the NFL?
Yeah, we don't know for sure. I mean, like you said, for several years, the Bears have not had a quarterback forever. Let's just face it. Like so it doesn't mean you don't stop taking shots at it. It doesn't mean you get scared away because of the past. It does mean you have to do your homework. And It does mean that Ryan Poles and his staff have to look very closely at the bust factor of anybody they're going to draft. But since we're talking about Caleb Williams, yeah, they have to go and look at what they perceive to be his shortcomings even in college and say, can we smooth these things out? Is this guy going to be, can we get rid of whatever flaws we think he might have? So it's scary, that's for sure. I mean, going into the Bears talking quarterback is a frightening prophecy because we haven't seen it in place consistently. There's been intermittent little periods where the Bears were like the Jay Cutler era. You at least knew who the quarterback was going to be for about 5 years or so. Trubisky was a relative bust. I don't know what Justin Fields, I don't know how he'll be characterized, but there just has not been enough consistent play at quarterback, and you got to keep on taking at it.
Need another Bobby Douglas coming there.
Yeah, Bobby Douglas, Sid Luckman. I mean, it sucks that we got to go to all those. Jim McMahon, have to go to those kinds of names. Eric Kramer,
Kramer
was really good with the Bears, and so yeah, there's a list, but you can count them on one hand, as I just did.
Yeah, the Bears obviously looking for an OC right now, and they're going to bring Kingsbury in for an interview. Are they kind of showing their hand a little bit because he was coaching Williams over there at USC?
Smart move. Yeah, I don't know if they're showing their hand, but from my perspective, it's okay. All right, at least we can connect some dots here. Some of the other interviews, we have not been able to do that. Not that they're necessarily terrible interviews, but yeah, the Cliff Kingsbury thing moved the meter around here because the other ones really didn't. Clint Kubiak and Shane Waldron and Greg Olson, not that Greg Olson, Greg Roman, Liam Cohen, guys like that. It's like, okay, interesting. I could see some reasons why you'd interview those guys, but the Kingsbury thing, until the next guy gets interviewed, it's his world right now around here.
Wasn't he at Arizona, Joe?
I'm not sold on Kingsbury or Williams, really. So
yeah,
that's good. I like the intel because I know that there's Kingsbury is definitely a name that you hear, and there's opinions on either whether you're love the air raid, let's throw the football, and then there's other people who say the guy can't manage a game to save his life.
He's the worst play caller he's one of the worst out in Arizona. We've had some, and
it was
slowest,
in Arizona.
He runs the slowest no-huddle offense I've ever seen.
Oh, well. All right, I'm out on him. Forget it. Screw Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff can go.
Were you kind of shocked that the Bears kept Eberflus around? I know he's a locker room guy, and let's be honest, he kept that team together when they were not doing so hot, and then they finished pretty strong. Were you surprised that they didn't move on, or do they see something that in Coach Eberflus that it's going to project this team down the road?
I was not surprised because I pretty much knew he was coming back early on in the season, and I knew because a couple of things. That when the bleep, see how I talk now, the bleep was hitting the I'm recovering.
You're good.
Way back when, this season, when the Bears were 0-4, and the Alan Williams, the running backs coach, and the defensive coordinator were getting their asses kicked out of the building for weird behavior. It was around then that Ryan Poles talked, and one of the things that he did was gave this unbelievable promotional speech about his head coach, about Matt Eberflus, and how this guy's gotten us through these hard times. And then Matt Eberflus went and got the defense better. And just the way, anytime that I talk to Ryan Poles, whether on or off the record, his tone about Matt Eberflus was just genuine in terms of endorsing him to be the head coach. So I was not surprised. Now the question is, should he have been brought back? and I was kind of like 60% of me said, yeah, he probably does deserve to be back. So on the overall, I'm okay with Matt Eberflus being back, considered what he had to endure his first year here and the improvement that he made last year. But I do think that he is going to begin the season on the hot seat. You can't start the season 0-4 again.
I mean, you're talking about winning the NFC North, and you're watching football this weekend, and you're seeing Green Bay and Detroit still out there, and it just, as a Bears fan, it hurts. It hurts bad.
So real quick, y'all think we're going to get a new quarterback that's a rookie, and we're not going to start 0-4?
And you're bringing in Kingsbury.
And we're problems. At what point do we put the sirens up? I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, I guess the hope is that in terms of not doing that the roster is in theory going to be better. You hope that Caleb Williams is good, but okay, let's just say, he's a rookie, and rookies suck no matter who they are. That you do have money to spend. The Bears have a lot of money. That they can go out and go after free agents. They will have the number 9 pick to go along with that. They also could, if they trade Justin Fields, who knows what that will net. So my long-winded way of saying that to combat that, which I totally understand what you're saying, is that they do have resources to continue to build this team and protect against having a rookie quarterback come in here.
What would a Justin Fields bring in a trade? Like 2 years down the road, second-round draft pick?
Straight up, we'll trade out in Arizona for him. Straight up.
for like 2 bags of footballs, or not new ones, I'm assuming.
So you're going to get the Smurf and a Cardinal helmet to bring over to the Bears.
Yeah. I feel like the Cardinals just won this trade.
Yeah. Well, so my hopes of matching up DJ Moore with Marvin Harrison Jr. are really not good right now.
Yeah, they've taken a hit. Well, I mean, I don't know. Who knows what kind of, in terms of Justin Fields, what he would get. I'm curious myself. I think a second-round pick is the best that they would be able to get, and I've seen that sort of go up and down, very volatile in terms of. I've heard third round. I've heard as bad as a fourth rounder, but it really just depends on what teams. You mentioned Arizona, Atlanta is a team that is very popular to connect Justin Fields with, just because he's from there and they need a quarterback as well in Atlanta. So
Belichick's going over there.
Depends on how badly a team wants him. And the Bears don't have to trade him. They could, this is going into his 4th year of the rookie deal. They can still pick up the option if they want. So they don't have to trade him. So they are coming at it from somewhat of a position of power, except for the fact what you guys mentioned earlier, and that is it would be really tough to keep Justin Fields and said quarterback, whoever it is, and I think it would be Caleb Williams, on the roster at the same time.
Yeah,
that could be good for him too.
Well, they've got options.
They
do have options. Yes, that is true.
We won't know until probably April.
It's kind of like a draft day scenario.
Yeah,
we got a few
exactly
Bear fans that have sent in a few questions. Some local golf pros here in Lincoln. They'd like to know, will the McCaskies ever sell?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that has been mumbled about in the past. Will they ever sell? I have no idea if that's what they're thinking, but you've heard around here, you hear both sides of it. Yeah, the Bears are going to sell. The Bears are not going to sell. Some of it has to do with Virginia McCaskey, who turned 101 years old.
Wow.
And I God bless her. I hope she lives to 150, but some of it depends on her. And like when she does go, are things going to change? Like, will the power be in somebody else's hands? Presumably it will be. And once that power is in somebody else's hands, will they then decide to sell the team? So it's a great question, because it like erupts around here like every 2 years and then just sort of goes away.
Yeah. And then, with the talks of a new stadium, that plays a factor. And
let's talk about that a minute. Where are they going to build the new stadium at? Let's go
Yeah,
south
I
Chicago.
still think it's going to be in Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
They bought the property at the old Arlington racetrack, so they own that property right there. However, Kevin Warren, the team's new hotshot president, has been playing the field when it comes to listening to other potential opportunities. And when we talked to Kevin Warren last week, he did not rule out the possibility of Chicago still being a possibility. So, I think he's doing what he's got to do to get the tax rates down at Arlington Heights by going to all these other places. But I will say Kevin Warren's done a good job of not letting us see any of his cards and making us all feel like, yeah, it's still possible this thing could end up in Chicago or a suburb other than Arlington Heights.
Well, he's just building leverage, He's
sure, exactly. He's a smart guy. Exactly. Leverage is the word.
Leverage is the word, and it's exciting. And hopefully we find out something soon. But
Another caller would like to know if you participate in fantasy football.
You know what? Ironically enough, I don't. I know, it's crazy.
You got an inside track.
We could get you in our league. We have a big blowout league at the radio station every year.
Yeah. We'll get you signed.
You should, man.
We'll get you signed right up.
I don't necessarily take pride in not doing fantasy football.
You're just too busy.
I just never have done it.
You're just too busy.
That's right. I'm too busy. That's right.
Hold on. And another thing that you told us one time that we haven't forgotten is that you were sending us a picture of you and your good friend Aaron Andrews from the sidelines, and we've never seen that.
Aaron and I have had a little falling out, unfortunately. So she's mad at me right now. So I told her I would not send any random pictures of us to any radio station in the state of Illinois. So I apologize, guys. I did go back on my word. I'm sorry.
Well, before we let you go, do you have any Cubs inside information for us? What's going on with them?
Awful.
I mean, we're just weeks away from spring, catchers and pitchers meeting.
Pitchers and catchers.
And whatever. You can say it either way. And there's still players out there that are still on the radar, and then nothing's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you look at the center field position, and there's a big, wide open spot for somebody like Cody Bellinger.
Yeah.
To come to. I'm sure that's one of the spots you guys are talking about. Right now, it's like
Cody, Matt Chapman. Hear a lot about him. A closer. I see. Hader just signed with Houston.
Right now, they're not as good as they were last year when they, finished one game out in the wild card and kind of surprised us that they were in it and then choked down the stretch. And you look at their team, it always has to start with the starting pitching. You look at the starting pitching, you say, okay, not bad. Justin Steele was very good last year. Tyone's got to be better. That's what the track record says. Kyle Hendricks, good, but he gets older every year, obviously. Jordan Wicks, and then this Shota Imanaga that they just brought in from Japan. And I'm just going to use the pitching staff to describe my feelings for the entire team. You look at that and you go, okay, not bad. And that's kind of what the entire team is. The bullpen, the position players, it's okay, not bad. So I don't think they're terrible.
Kick me right in the...
We need to keep that on there.
Jeez, yeah. Boy, you make us feel real good as Cub fans.
There you go.
Crap.
We're talking about football anyway.
I know, but he's got inside information that I want.
Well, the old coup, they haven't really done much this offseason. I keep thinking maybe they're just waiting it out, trying to get to the end and see what's left.
Well, things are going to happen here shortly, either in favor of the Cubs or not, and that's just the...
Maybe they're happy with what they got. With their starting pitching, you go over it again, and you look at how many of them had their most innings pitched, and that has to be a little bit concerning.
Do you even know what you're talking about?
I do, actually, a little bit.
It actually did get concerning with Justin Steele last year because he was so good, and then at the end of the season, he just kind of
dead elbow.
Faded away. Dead arm. He did fade away, but I'm sure his arm will have regenerated by spring training.
Yeah, let's.
Hey, you do have some fans out there. We've got another one in here. They want to know how Dave the Cat is.
Oh, Dave the cat is living large, let me tell you. Look, Dave the cat is a single cat with a single parent. So life could not be much better for Dave. He knows that he's going to pretty much get the foods and the catnip and the drugs that he wants. That's Dave.
And he's got a place to lay around.
Oh yeah, he's laying around right now. He's bored as hell when I'm talking sports. That's one thing I've learned. So he's I don't know how I should take that. That he sleeps every time I do a radio hit or do a radio show from my place. He goes to sleep. So I don't know. Maybe I'm that smooth sounding.
Oh, so you work from home, huh?
Put you on a sound machine.
Yeah, I work from home. So we had, one of the wonderful, unintended consequences in a positive way of the pandemic for us was that we were all, since we couldn't really go into our studios and do our shows and all that kind of stuff, we were all set up with home equipment in order to do radio shows from home. So I don't always do it nowadays, but for instance, when I did a 5-hour overnight show, I just sat on my couch and talked sports. So that's the way I did it.
Wow.
Yeah, picture that, Joe.
That's not a bad
Mark
life.
Brody on his couch in his underwear.
It's not bad at all.
Doing
Cheetos by my side. It was nice.
Why do you have to go in his underwear?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're doing it from
He's
home,
different.
why
What
get
in
dressed?
the world?
And he's a single guy.
Yeah, I mean, he can do what he wants. That's Mark Grody. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, not too far from the truth, actually. I mean, really, why would I be wearing anything but boxer shorts for a 5-hour overnight show?
I agree.
Yeah.
You ever hit a guy in the head with a ratchet?
You're illiterate in the first place, okay?
Look, listen to me, liver lips.
Hey, let's hear your picks. So we have NFL playoffs going on. Give us a pick. Who's going to win that Super Bowl?
Whoa, we want to
Playoffs?
We want to open up the old picks, huh? Okay.
Yeah, we need knowledge.
Oh, boy. All right, we'll go game by game here today.
All right.
Really, I won't. I'll try not to ramble on.
We want the
much.
spreads,
all right.
too.
Just ramble all you want.
Let's start with Houston at Baltimore, and definitely love Baltimore. Love Baltimore a lot in that game, and you guys are going to figure out who I'm going. The first two games will tell you what I think the Super Bowl is going to be. But anyway, Houston at Baltimore. I like this game. I love Stroud, man. I really do. He's fun to watch. But Baltimore's so good, and as usual, always slightly overlooked. So Baltimore wins that game. San Francisco will end all this Green Bay silliness.
Thank you.
Yeah, the silliness. Ends. By the way, San Fran and Baltimore in the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay at Detroit today. God, I gotta like Detroit. I really do.
Yeah.
I kind of dig what they have going on, as much as I've always liked to put Detroit in the basement of the division. Give me Detroit in that game. Kansas City at Buffalo. I mean, come on. Kansas City will win because Buffalo always falls apart at the time. It's just the way it goes.
Some truth in that.
I think we lost.
Truth in that.
There he is. Okay. Thought we lost you.
No, I'm here. You guys got me?
Yep.
We got you. We got you.
All right, I'm not going anywhere.
I mean, I think we're probably still using the same equipment you used back in the day here.
Oh, you mean you guys don't have home broadcast studios?
No, Jim.
No.
Jim's he's tight with that checkbook. Although he bought us some new headsets. Kudos out to Jimmy.
Oh, Jim's running that stuff. Jim's got the petty cash.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it. He's got Tom Petty
Jim's
cash.
the man.
I always wondered about Jim when I was doing that show. Jim, we were separated by a partition. Jim had his little newsroom behind the glass, and I was at the main console. I always wondered what Jim had going on in there. He'd always lock the door. I just wanted little filing cabinets and petty cash and what was going on. Smoking his cigarettes up in there. That always had some scam going on, I think.
Up in smoke.
Jim's a pretty.
He's up in smoke.
Yeah, he was, man. It was something. Not that I didn't. I'd occasionally have a cigarette, but I'd usually go out because that was back when he could smoke inside.
Yeah.
Those were the days, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the yellow's still in there from it. Those cigarettes.
I bet it is. Whatever happened to that building? Is that building still existed or go back to being a farm?
It's still there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still there, but Jim says it's a construction building now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys sound sound great. I love that you guys are doing this still. You sound like you're having fun. I still love Jim, so it's great to hear from you guys.
Well, we love having you on, Mark. It's been a while. I know you're a busy guy, and you got bigger and better things to do, but we always appreciate your time. And, we're still waiting for that call to come up and stand on the sidelines with you and see the day in the life of Mark Grote.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't do the sidelines anymore because the Bears moved to a different radio station. So I am temporarily not on the sidelines.
Well, that's horse crap.
Oh, what could have been, though.
Yeah.
Had you guys on the sidelines with me. That would have been fun.
That would have been – that's better than Aaron Andrews.
I was going to say, do you think Aaron Andrews had anything to do with getting you removed from the sidelines?
Oh, man, I didn't even think about that. That's probably what got the ball rolling. I mean,
you are one pathetic loser.
Yeah, I mean.
Look at Jim hit some buttons over there.
Jim's on it today.
I didn't hear it. I talked through the sound. What?
Hit it again, Jim.
You are one pathetic loser.
We get Grote on. Jim steps it up, man. He's on the ball today.
Look how happy he is.
Why don't you write one of those little petty cash checks to me, huh? What do I have to do?
I'll wrap your head in with a ratchet.
Right? What is it? Tan, sandalwood, whatever the bleep you guys call it.
Yeah. Good work with your words today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing really well. I feel like I'm pushing my luck, though, at this very moment.
You can say a bunch of them when we get off the air just to get it out of you.
Yeah.
I'll just go outside.
Take a sigh of, and finally that's over. Now he can go back to his Saturday ritual, which is what's a typical Saturday for Mark Grote?
I am seriously considering going back to bed, to be honest with you. Yeah, perhaps a little. Perhaps there's nothing like get out of bed, have some coffee, a little something to eat, do a radio hit, and then go back to bed. Saturdays are great for me. Saturdays are great. I will, honestly, I probably will transfer to my couch, turn on the TV, and just let the NFL do what it needs to do to me.
There you go.
Yeah, well,
that's a good day.
Yeah, no, it is a good day.
Fantastic day.
Or especially now, while I am on the clock technically because there's a offensive coordinator search going on, so the phone stays on and text messages are made and received and all of that to find out what's real and what's not real. But I really don't this month. I'm kind of technically off from doing anything else but keeping an eye on the Bears and talking to people like you guys.
Well, can you add my number to that call list and so I can get those texts too?
Oh, well, if you've got some information for me, absolutely.
Oh, I don't have any. I want the information. I don't have any information.
Okay,
then, we like breaking news here on WLCN, and
breaking news.
By the time our show takes place, everything's old news. You
guys have a breaking news sounder?
Let's see, Jim.
Wait for it.
Yeah,
that is not the breaking news.
That's our breaking news. The Hogs.
I like it. That should be our breaking news.
Yeah. That's what you get.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. Well, Mark, thanks for hopping on with us today. We always look forward to talking with you. Jim gave us a text Thursday saying you're going to be on, and we all, I don't want to say we stepped up our game, but we showed up.
We're here.
Yeah. That's all we could ask, that you guys show up.
Show up.
You guys just keep showing up. That's what life is all about. If I can teach you anything, you show up. You don't have to produce. You don't have to be great. Just show up.
Show up. Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
For all you young people out there listening, just show up.
Yeah, don't worry about your homework. Don't worry about impressing teachers. None of that silliness. Just show up, and you've won 90% of the battle.
There you go.
This
from a Rhodes Scholar
by WLCN.
Yeah.
Jim, that was like the radio show. Some days Jim was like, "Is this guy going to show up?" I showed up.
He says it every day. They got to show up. Is this guy going to show up?
I was late so many times. It was unbelievable.
This extended news brought to you by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim, can you do another extended news hour from the second Lincoln exit?
Well, Jim's got his finger on the button. He's wanting to get us out of here, but
I bet he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's by the book.
Got to show up somewhere.
Overtime hours.
Jim's got
BS
stuff
pay.
to do. Well, Mark,
does this show end now, or you guys got an hour to go?
No, he cuts. This ends with you.
Oh, wow.
So if you want to give any last information out there to our listeners, feel free.
Jim's got to begin his day drinking, huh? He's got to get out of there.
He starts before the show.
He's a day drinker.
Yeah, I know he is. I know. Hey, you get a little older, and I understand that. I really do. Day drinking is something I used to do in Lincoln, as a matter of fact. I will just say, hey, I love that. You guys are in Atlanta proper? Is that where you are right now?
We're downtown. We're downtown Lincoln.
Oh, weren't you in Atlanta?
Well, our station is in Atlanta, out in a little trailer out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's awesome, though, that you guys are actually in downtown.
So
Lincoln.
This is pretty evident you don't follow the show much.
Well, again, this comes back to Jim not really informing me. Hey, you want to come on the show? Yeah, sure. Okay, what's going on with the book? No, I'll talk to you later.
Now, Mark, we have our social media coordinator and cameraman has sent us a text, and I don't know what kind of hot water this is going to get us into.
Breaking news.
But he wants you to give our regards to Will Perdue. Now, I don't know what that means, and I apologize if I offended you. But
I'm not offended. I was supposed to line up Will Perdue for your show. And unfortunately, I could not stir up a lot of enthusiasm.
Why Will Perdue? I mean, how did we choose Will Perdue?
We would have never gotten that.
No.
Yeah.
We've tried to get people to call in, higher levels. I mean, we've got a guy over in the Atlanta Braves organization that's from Lincoln, and he won't even give us a call. So, there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through, and they got their own PA or their whatever you call that, their system you got to go through, and their PR guys.
If you guys called Brian Cook, would he come on the show?
Probably.
All right. See, there's some stars from Lincoln, man.
Yeah, and but no bigger star than you.
I take that seriously, and I will continue to try to do my part just by showing up.
Show up.
That's all we ask. Show up.
Hey, Bobby V sent you in a text. Wanted to say hey.
Who said hey?
Bobby Verderber.
Oh,
he just sent me a text.
Really?
Say hey.
Bob Verderber, it is good to hear you. I owe you a phone call. By the way, everything in my life that have not come through on, like Will Perdue and things like that, and
Aaron Andrews,
guys, photos of Aaron Andrews. It all comes down to the pandemic. It really, the pandemic just screwed me up for life. So
that damn pandemic.
From the record.
Yeah, glad that's over with. All right, Mark. Well, once again,
Bob Verderber. Oh man, I love Bob Verderber.
Well, there's our cue. That means that Jim has to get out of here. And man, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. And
all right, boys.
We'll talk to you down the road.
Thanks, Mark.
Love Lincoln. Love you guys. Bye, Jim.
Back at you.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Brian Clark State Farm offers a range of insurance products to fit your unique needs and give you a peace of mind. Our dedicated team helps you find the perfect policy to safeguard your biggest investments. Brian Clark State Farm can steer you in the right direction on auto insurance, and we've got your home covered from natural disasters to unexpected accidents. Contact me, State Farm agent Brian Clark, at 217-732-6211 or visit sfinsurelincoln.com. Go Railers!
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.